Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just tuning in to our online affiliates around the world, including our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, among many things, May is recognized as National Foster Care Awareness Month, and for good reason. Did you know that right now there's over 400,000 children in foster care in the United States alone, and over the past decade, the number of children in foster care has seen a double-digit increase of over 11%. Well, in honor of National Foster Care Month, I'm excited to welcome Dr. Arethusa Kirk to our program. She is the Senior Medical Director for United Healthcare. She's going to share with us not only some insights on the importance of behavioral health when it comes to children in foster care, but also share a bit of her own foster care journey as well. Dr. Kirk, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this is a very important topic, and I want to begin, though, with your own journey. I noticed when I was prepping for this segment, you've been talking about what it was like for you growing up in foster care. Talk to us about that and for yourself and what it was like for you to be able to be a part of the foster care system and now to do the work you're doing today.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted to be able to share my story, and a shout-out to all the foster parents. You do yeoman's work, and we're so grateful for you and Foster Care Month. I started in foster care at age 4, and I was in and out of placement in foster care back with my birth family until I aged out at age 18, which is really not an uncommon situation that many children in foster care experience. As a result of that, I became a pediatrician as a way to pay it forward, and now at United Healthcare, I'm privileged to have the opportunity to help influence and advocate for systems of care that can improve our work for those that are in foster care placement.
Yeah, and it's such important work, and we appreciate that, Dr. Kirk. So what are some of the challenges that children in the foster care system face?
Well, the reality is that we often talk about adverse childhood experiences, and children in foster care have experienced a trauma by the mere fact that they've been removed from their home. They are often 2 times more likely to be diagnosed with a learning disability, 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD, 5 times more likely to be diagnosed with anxiety, and 7 times more likely to be diagnosed with depression. This is a traumatic experience. At the same time, the many resources and skills that children learn to deal with that trauma and coping are really, in truth, also the strengths that will help them build the resilience that they need for adulthood. So, pediatrics is really built on this notion of early intervention and prevention. And so the earlier we can intervene and help provide behavioral health services as well as many other supports, we really help children thrive and survive.
And I think that thriving is so important. United Healthcare has partnered with a lot of different groups over the years, among them being Sesame Street now for more than 10 years. Dr. Kirk, can you kind of talk to us a little bit about the resources that the Sesame Workshop has provided, not only for the families, but also for communities too?
Yeah, Sesame Street has often been on the vanguard of diverse and inclusive programming, and they now have a Muppet named Carly who's in out-of-home placement as a foster child, and she deals with many emotions that children in foster care are often experiencing. They have resources for foster parents as well as anybody else who's taking care of children in foster care, including video, storybook, printables. And the goal of these resources is really to help send home the message that helps children feel heard, seen, safe, and hopeful.
And you mentioned, of course, the trauma that can come from being taken, from their environment. Are there other ways that we can then be able to help children that are dealing with these separations from their parents, and also, different moves, especially what we've seen in the past year?
The main thing that's really important to understand is that it's not one action, it's many actions, and it's going to be many experiences and helpers. What children need is to have a sense of family structure and safety, security, and compassion. And these are all things that any one of us who's interacting with a child in foster care can certainly provide in a myriad of ways in which we interact.
And we definitely want to make sure we're doing our part. And Dr. Kirk, we're so glad you could be on to help us shine a spotlight on this. Again, everyone, Dr. Arethusa Kirk has been our guest. She's a Senior Medical Director for United Healthcare, talking to us about the importance of looking after children in foster care. And, of course, as we're celebrating May as National Foster Care Awareness Month, Dr. Kirk, where can our audience go for more information?
Yeah, you can go to sesamestreetinthecommunities.org/foster care. There's also a wonderful resource for foster parents at the National Foster Parent Association.
Okay. And we'll make sure that we link that up for our audience joining us online. Dr. Kirk, thank you so much for the amazing work that you're doing and also for helping us shine a spotlight on this important topic, and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.